According to the United States Department of Agriculture, import of key consumer-oriented products into Ghana reached a staggering $1.2 billion last year. While this marks a decline of about 7% compared to the year 2022, the USDA warns that the trend of high import dependency remains a critical concern for Ghana's economy. So the country should do something about it as soon as possible.
The only path forward for any country, particularly those of us in the developing world, is to build self-reliant economies. And that is why industrialization is important, because if you don't industrialize, you cannot produce, and if you cannot produce, you cannot export.
In the U.S. Department of Agriculture's 2023 Food Import Annual Report, it detailed that Ghana also imported $133 million worth of food ingredients for processing. These imports include a range of products from poultry and meat to dairy, vegetable oil, fruit, and even dog food. And top retail outlets like Mercom, China Mall, ShopRite, Maxmart, Marina Mall, and Kuala are the main distributors of these imported goods, which are mostly imported from the EU, China, Brazil, Canada, Turkey, and the United States. Despite the fascinating of Western brands and products, most Ghanaians are highly price sensitive. Yet, the growing middle class continues to value premium products, which keeps the demands for American brands high. Some economists say the influx of imported goods, particularly food products, poses a significant challenges to the local economy. It kills the growth of domestic industries and increases Ghana's vulnerability to global market fluctuations. In 2023 alone, Ghana spent $1.25 billion on essential food imports, which is a considerable strain on the country's foreign reserves, which is causing depreciation of the country's local currency. And this is becoming more and more serious issue.
A deputy minister for trade says the high import portfolio of Ghana's trading community is partly to blame for the continuous fall of the cedi. Now, the cedi has lost 14.44% in value to the US dollar since January this year, ranking Africa's worst performing currency. Speaking to Joy Business at the site of a public engagement with the women wing of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Nanama Dokua Esiama Ejay hinted at a government refocus on the need to domesticate trading and import activity in the country.
We all know that the more we import, it will definitely affect our dollar rate. And as they keep importing, it's definitely going to affect the dollar rate, because they do not import with the Ghanaian cedi. They sell the Ghanaian cedi off to buy the dollar, and it keeps increasing the strength of the dollar. Now, when we're talking about the shipment, I'll still find a solution with it, with the domestication bit, because if you are investing in a product that is already made here, you are not going to have problems with any shipping line, and the shipping lines determine their own freight. Since the COVID outbreak, the freight charges kept on escalating to the highest level. It started dropping, but not to where they were initially paying. So initially they were paying about, if they were paying about 5,000, at a point it got to about 15,000, and now it's back to about 9,000. It still has some lots of dropping to get to, but then we'll still come back to the fact, the bottom line of investing in the products that are made here in Ghana. For those that we have the capacity to produce for everybody, full capacity production, we will encourage them to invest in these products. And along the line, for everything they raised issues of credit, access to good credit, access to credits with low interest rates, and we'll see how we can be able to arrange that, especially when it is tied to investing in products that are already made here.
To put this into perspective, let's look at this map right here. It is Nigeria and this is Cote d'Ivoire. Both countries are much bigger than Ghana and have much bigger economy than Ghana. But Nigeria, which is much larger economy, spend 1.8 billion on similar imports, whilst Cote d'Ivoire spend only $700 million. This comparison highlights how Ghana's import dependency is overly high. Retail spending in Ghana reached $24 billion last year, driven by a mix of large supermarkets, mid-sized grocery stores, and traditional markets. While traditional retail channels are preferred by their lower prices, modern grocery retailers are expanding rapidly due to urbanization. According to some market analysts, modern retail outlets are growing, but they still face competition from traditional markets. However, urbanization and the appeal for convenience are slowly shifting consumers' preferences towards modern retails. Ghana's political stability and its import policies make it an attractive market for the US importers. The country is often seen as a gateway to the larger West African market. Aside from consumer-oriented products, Ghana's import for food ingredients for processing increased by 48% last year, reaching $133 million. These ingredients include wheat flour, food additives, spices, and sweeteners. The reliance on imported ingredients highlights a gap in the local agriculture and manufacturing sector. So, strengthening these sectors could reduce import dependency and boost the economy, which the government planned to do with its One District, One Factory initiative. But for almost 8 years now, we have not seen its effectiveness.
30 years ago, we did not hear about China, we did not hear about Dubai, all the countries that we are celebrating today. 30 years ago, when we had the opportunity of escalating ourselves also to the top league of countries, these countries were not on the radar if we're talking about a strong performing economies. But we can see within one generation, 3 decades, China is the second most powerful country in the world, based on 2 fundamental things that they did. 1, to enhance industrial production, and 2, to export. So this is not rocket science. If we follow the same path that the great countries have followed, we would also get there.
So, reducing import dependency and fostering local production is essential for Ghana's economic resilience. By investing in local industries and supporting domestic products, Ghana can build more sustainable and self-reliant economy. We can all help and support local production by buying locally made products. Together, we can build a stronger, self-sufficient Ghana. And that is all for today's episode. Please let us know your thoughts and suggestions on this in the comment section below. My name is Sheriff Haruna. Have a joyful life and see you in our next video. Macrao.